Hello and welcome to the inaugural video lecture. I am Professor Gifford, and this week I will be taking you through some of the things that you need to connect with in order to complete the tasks of the week. Essay 1 is on the docket for Friday, and I wanted to go over a couple things in Essay 1 that could be a little tricky, and I want to make sure you understand the implications of writing a classification paper rather than writing a simple example paper. First, with types of internet crime. You're looking for things that are different in parts of internet crime. There are basically three types of internet crime. And if you're saying that there are three very popular, this is the easiest type of classification, the three most popular types of internet crime right now, and then you just seek out the types. And you're saying one of them, and this came in as a paper, is catfishing. Well, what's unique about catfishing that's not there with hacking and extortion or something like that? Well, it might be the emotional content. Catfishing often starts with an emotional connection between the victim and the criminal. Now, does that happen in any of the other crimes that you are looking at? Probably not. I can't think of them. Maybe you're smart and you can think of them, but right now, I think that's a great element to the crime itself that makes it unique and different. Now, I'm going to find John Laidlaw from Arkansas. Got his first message in the email saying that he and this other person were both part of a reading club. Of course, I'm going to go to reading, or both members of the library at the local library, and that's how they connected. It was artificial, it was wrong, and it led to a crime, but at the beginning, it was an emotional connection. Let's look at the types of threats presented by emerging technology. I haven't had a paper come in with that yet, but let's look at the idea of self-driving trucks. I love self-driving trucks. We might as well look at it. What is one type of threat that self-driving trucks seems to promote? Well, one might be to the employment of the truckers, or the employment to the system. Okay, one element of the employment is going to be the truckers, and I would get Rodney Pillsbury. Why not? And I have to do this research myself, by the way. I'm zooming through a part of essay writing that is truly and specifically your task. But let's say Rodney Pillsbury is about to lose his job because of a truck route that is happening between Oklahoma and California is going 100% self-driving. Well, that's part of the threat. Who else is threatened by this? What other employment threat might there be? How about all the people working along the road? Edna Fansington, who has been running the Millbury Creek Donut Shop for 34 years, now has fewer customers. And maybe her employment is also threatened. So, employment threat, I will find out the unique parts of the employment threat that self-driving trucks impose upon this ecosystem, and I will present them, and I will show specific people who are perhaps being threatened by this advent. Okay, so that's essay 1. Looking on to the thing, and that's due on the February 22nd, which is Friday. But looking forward, we also have things to do with essay 2. And this is just a preliminary stuff that we're doing with essay 2, but you have to get ready for it. There is a comparison and contrast reading. There's also a comparison and contrast assignment in which you will post something you've done for a break, a holiday break, and then either find 3 areas of comparison or 3 areas of contrast with another student. So you write one paragraph, find the 3 areas of comparison or contrast with another student, and then write a second paragraph. I already have one up where a gentleman goes to Paris. Did you perhaps go to a European capital? Well, then comparison. Did you go to Paris Inland Empire and hang out with your uncle? That's probably a little less, that's probably contrast, right? Even though they're both Paris, one is in the middle of kind of rural America, and the other is in, of course, Paris, where you could have the escargot and the coq au vin and the, I don't know much French. Anyway, so that's the idea. That's the comparison contrast. You're going to be writing 2 paragraphs. The final paragraph is due next Monday, so make certain you get that in. Thesis statement and assignment, this is usually a problem for some people because they don't read the example. I'm going to go over the example with you, and I'm going to show you how I would present it into the fact pattern of what you're doing in the assignment. So there are 4 sentences in the example. We are looking for comparison or contrast, and I'm going to show you this. Well, in this one, it's all comparison, so I'll stay away from contrast. Rome and Egypt had similar factors that hastened their decline. We're going to look for similar things that brought down empires. Pressure from barbarians, stagnant economy, and lack of political leadership. Now we have 3 areas of comparison that we're going to delve into. Rome and Egypt, topic sentence 1. Rome and Egypt fell because of pressure from tribal cultures. It's giving the same idea, but it's staying in line. We know that this is about similarities between 2 major cultures and how they fell because of this. And now I'd go into, Rome had pressure from this group that was coming in from the north and were a band of, very savage people who, I have to do my research, but I need to know what was happening and how that was similar to what was happening in Egypt. So I look in research, I find similarities. Also, Rome had a multicultural society and was beginning to have people on the lower end of society who were willing to raise up against them when the barbarians came. Did Egypt have the same? Well, I have to do the research. But that would be pressure from tribal cultures, either within the society or exterior from outside the society. Looking at the actual topics, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. And I am asking you to write 4 sentences for each example, right? Thesis statement, topic sentence 1, 2, 3, and then you're done. So that is 20 sentences that you're going to produce from me. Solar and wind power are similar in the way that they are zero emission, low emission. I'm not sure if it's totally zero emission because when you're actually making the solar panels and when you're making the wind power turbines, you do have to get rid of water. There's a lot of water in the manufacturing and emissions that are chemical things that come out. Okay, anyway. In the maintenance, the long-term maintenance, both have a maintenance schedule that's much different than oil and coal, where things are being burned and things have to constantly be maintained in order to keep turbines running and things like that. Okay, so I've given you two similarities between wind and solar. You'd have to come up with a third, and then you would have to write the topic sentences that all fall in line with comparison paper. I am not saying that I am camera ready. I am, however, saying that I'm hoping that you are assignment ready at the end of this brief lecture. I don't do this. This is the first time. If you'd like to comment on something that I missed or perhaps something that I could do better, I'm sure there are plenty of things. So go ahead, hit me. But I'm simply adding this to the class in order to give, because we don't have much time. This is a class that is obviously 8 weeks. We need to get on topic very quickly, and I don't have time to always type in responses that can lead everyone, not time, it's about can I get back to you and give you examples quickly enough in order to help you progress. I'm going to try this as a method to reach out and give you guys more information on the class. If it works, fantastic. If it does not, please just be nice. Be like, Professor Gifford, I'm sorry, it didn't work. And I'll be like, okay, let's do something else. Anyway, let's not end on that though. Perhaps somebody out there is saying, wow, this really opened my eyes, Professor Gifford. I'm really connected to the material, and now I know exactly what I have to do. And boom, I am headed to straight A town or ville or street. Well, that gets me to where I am in the hills above Castaic. This is Professor Gifford signing off.